Looking for love guidance or tips on how to date someone? Maybe you're single and playing the dating game, or in a long-term relationship. There's something to be learned about how to recognize love. Tune in to True Love Knots by Maria Romano as she deep dives into everything about love, dating advice, wedding tips, entrepreneurship, and so much more. No matter your relationship status, Maria Romano has something to teach you about love, romance, staying together, breaking up, and everything in between.
Hi, everybody. Oh, Maria Romano here, True Love Nuts. Okay, we're going to try this again. The first time the audio was awful. And that's okay because I have another live streaming going on at 11 a.m. today. But I just want to talk to you. Let me shut my phone off. I wanted to see how everyone is doing after Thanksgiving. You know, it's the kickoff to the holiday season. And it's in full swing. And I had a great Thanksgiving, one of the best ever. And I hope you did as well. And you know what? Every year should get better and better and better. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, are you in an office romance? Yes. Are you dating somebody? Are you with somebody that you work with? Now, you all know that I'm a minister. And I've been performing wedding ceremonies, gosh, for now almost 13 years. And let me tell you, there are three areas that people meet. First of all, the biggest right now is online, artificial intelligence. The second is in the workplace. And the third, of course, could be you go back to your high school sweethearts or somebody that you met friends through friends, organically, maybe at a bar, through church, or whatever activities. So those are the three biggest areas that most people meet. And office romance, you know, is definitely still on the rise in spite of everything else. So I want to share with you some information that might be valuable to help you if you're maneuvering away with somebody that you care about, that you work with. Now, mind you, first of all, let me just say, or stop right here and let me send out this big disclaimer. Always check what the operational procedures are within the company, especially when you work for a company, large or small, about fraternizing, okay, about having a romance with somebody, because you don't want to jeopardize your career or anyone else's career. Okay, so that is the first thing. Read the handbook. Okay, so let's start off with that. That's first disclaimer. Number two, okay, I also want to tell you is don't share this with anyone that you work with. I don't care if they're your best buds, that if you prick fingers and you swap blood, or you've done pinky swears, do not share this with somebody else that you work with. It really should be kept private. Okay. When the relationship has blossomed to maybe you're going to get married, move in, then you can share. But I always caution at the very early stages not to share with anyone else and to double check what the actual manual says about dating somebody you work with. So let's talk about falling in love or falling for somebody in the workplace. Now, you know, when you work with somebody, first of all, you have an emotional connection to them, right? And a logical connection because you're working with them. Now, let's say you are in a romance with somebody that you report directly to them or they report directly to you. That can get a little stressful and sometimes causes strain because, as we all know, in any office environment, things don't always go as planned. So it's important to try to keep your emotions in check. And I know this is hard to do. And this is what I always tell clients when they're dating somebody they met in the workplace. You know, I met my husband, Frank. He passed away almost 10 years ago, but we were married for 33 years together, 35. I met him in the workplace as well. And fortunately, I didn't work with him in the beginning, but when we started to work together, I'm going to tell you something. There's a tendency where our emotions get a little bit out of control. We might get a little jealous. You might get a little spiteful. Yes, those things do occur, people, okay? And it's important that you try to control your emotions, especially when you're working in an environment when you have both genders. You have to learn not to get jealous. You have to learn not to get envious and even spiteful. And I know this is like, what, Marie? Yes, this can occur. Oh, trust me, this definitely can occur. And that's why you need to question when you start a romance with somebody. What is your intentions? Are you intending because you truly, truly like that person? You really want to get to know them on a personal level? Or are you looking to further your career? That's right. So you need to ask yourself, you need to really dig deep, because when you get involved in an office romance, okay, that can get, again, that can get a little tenuous, a little touchy. And you're working with somebody, you might be seeing them every day, and you want to be comfortable in that environment. You want to be able to speak as if you were not in a relationship with them. You want to be able to share thoughts, share ideas, as if you didn't have any personal contact. And I know it's hard, okay? I know it's hard. And this is what I always tell clients before you think you want to get into a romance with somebody, and maybe you guys are talking about it, you're thinking about dating, have that prenup conversation. Yeah, that's just like that prenuptial agreement that you do when you get married and you sign prenups. Have that prenup working relationship. What does it look like? What does it look like as you move forward in the relationship? Okay, talk about that, but what does it look like? And that's why they have prenups. And I want to talk about that's what does it look like if it doesn't work out? Okay, because relationships work out, relationships don't work out. And how are you going to move forward? And those are things you need to really think about before you decide to get into a relationship with somebody that you work with. Have that conversation. Sit down and say, you know what, Jim, Joe, Mary, John, I like you. I would love to get to know you more. And, you seem to have indicated you want to explore our relationship and take it on the outside, but let's talk about how this is going to work. Should we move forward and it works? Okay. And if it works, that's great. Hooray for everybody. You might be moving in together, getting married, or what if it doesn't work? How are we going to handle it? And especially if one of you report to each other or you're working on the same team. So that's an important thing. And then also thinking about how you're going to handle day to day. You might get a little jealous, you might get a little envious, you might get a little spiteful. And you got to sometimes just take a deep breath. Again, what are my intentions? What am I trying? What is my whole point? What am I trying to get, to share? In other words, try to really think about, why are you going to make a remark that might cause a little bit of envy, jealousy, whatever. Think about that. I mean, really, what is that going to prove? Okay. You want to be able to just let things go, because sometimes you might be working with somebody and you might think that that person's getting a little too close to somebody else and you get a little jealous. Hey, these things happen. We're all human. Okay. And you have to think about how you're going to handle that. And this is what I tell clients: take a deep breath. That's right. Deep breath. Hold it 3 seconds, let it out. Maybe go take a walk around the block, and think about what your intentions are. Yes, you have feelings for that person, but yes, they're also working with other people. And you have to remember they have relationships with other people as well. And their relationships could be close, not close like the two of you are, but they're close in a professional environment. So you have to remember and recognize that. And it's a lot easier for me to sit here and tell you this than when you are involved in the actual situation yourself. So those are things that you need to think about. And again, have that I call that prenuptial, pre-work relationship conversation. That might help with everything going forward and understanding each other of where you want to go. If you really think you want to pursue something long-term, and if it's short-term, is it really worth pursuing? But always go back to what the rules and regulations are, the company's operational procedures, their employee handbook, because you don't want to violate or risk anyone's professional career because of having a love relationship. And don't share it with anybody else until you really feel it's necessary. If you work in completely separate departments, separate areas, that's a completely different story. It's having a relationship with somebody that's really not in the same. They might work for the same company, for a large company, but you're not working closely together. But when you're working closely together, you know what we do? We all have that tendency of, we get a little possessive, we get a little jealous, we might get a little spiteful, and then just ask what my intentions are. What am I trying to prove? You always want to make sure that your intentions are you're doing best for whatever you're doing for the company and for the team, for the clients, for the service, whatever you're providing. And you need to always make sure you're asking those questions. So in the meantime, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And so as we move forward into the Christmas season, it's going to be a great, great time of year. And this year is going to be so much better than the last couple of years. And I hope that everybody takes the time to enjoy each other, to continue to love on each other, have some great food, sit down and have a great glass of wine, a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever it is you like, and take time to really enjoy each other and enjoy the moment. And in the meantime, continue to stay healthy, happy, and safe. And as I always say, spread love. And I'm going to be coming live again and talking about love in the workplace and how to fall in love with your clients. Be coming back at 11 a.m. Have a great day. Bye.